Okay, I got all the goods. I got it set up so you guys can take a peep at this. So basically, we turn it on, and hopefully, when I twist the throttle, the wheel starts moving. Okay, good. And so you can see it has braking. It braked right away. And let's go fire up my phone. So these are kind of the programs that I've been using the last couple days. This is the backdoor app. This is the Eggrider app right here, and this is NRF Connect that you use to reflash the Eggrider. So we can just go to Eggrider, lost connection. Okay, sometimes if it doesn't want to connect again, just close the app and then start it again. There we go. And the gauge should pop up. Boom. There we go. Good to go. So the way I got it set up is it has the 3 assist modes like it did last time. Now you could set it 5 or 9. I think you can still. I think I might be able to still change it on the app, but I prefer to just have 3. You don't really need that many, man. So yeah, if I hit the down button here, it'll go through to different modes. So you see both of them change at the same time. So 0 is nothing. 1 is the lowest power mode. Okay. And 2 and 3. I think my stand is wanting to fall over. Yeah, and then whatchamacallit, 2 and 3 are the same from what I noticed. Holy crap! Boy, did they just want to take off. Yeah, so it's set to like full power right now. We put all the settings in. I had like the wrong settings in there before, and like the bike was like slow as shit before. So I'm surprised how faster it is. So when it's fully charged, it has 66.8 or 66.9 volts. So I'm gonna have to change that again. But I had like tuned it earlier. I had went through like 70% of the battery to get this thing working the way I wanted. You don't know how many times I rode up and down my block just to get this bike set up. Like a ridiculous. I must have rode maybe like close to 20 miles maybe just riding up and down my block. so yeah, that's how much I had been working with this bike. All right, so let's go to the display settings. So like I mentioned, this is the display settings I showed before. And basically it just shows you can change stuff that's on the display. So I have it set up for 3 assist levels, and you still have an eco and a sport mode. So you can see eco sport right here. Basically, when you put it in sport, it automatically selects assist level 3. That's the full power. And then when you put it on eco, it goes straight to 1. So right now, it's the lowest power. And it has regen. It has regen in the lowest, in like any setting. It has regen. That's the way I wanted it before. One thing that bugged me about the X controller is that when you put it in the low power mode, it didn't have regen anymore. So, and I did want regen. I just wanted lower power. That's all. So that this actually works out for me. So that's the way I want it. I couldn't get any of these max speed stuff down, so it'll let you go as fast as the bike will let you go. Before, I think it was limited to like 25 or 30 miles an hour in the low power mode. So when you got to 25 or 30, it wouldn't accelerate anymore. And that's kind of nice to use as a kind of like cruise control. If I can find a way to kind of tune each assist mode, so like one will be like low power, but it low power and it restricts your speed to like 25 or 30 miles an hour, and then maybe like 2 would still be low power, but it's like unlimited speed limit, you know, and then 3 would just be everything, you know. And that would be the weight. So this is the wheel circumference here. So I put 1900, and I felt that was the closest. We're gonna have to mess around with it tomorrow when we take it for test ride. And these are the battery settings. So I had put 66.8. So I think we're gonna. Oh, I put 64, but it's showing the highest right now as 66.8 when it's fully charged. So we're probably gonna want to change that. Like 66, like 67, right? Or we'll just put 66.8. What the heck? Why isn't it working? $64 before. How come it won't change? Oh, there's a limit. Yeah, there's a limit. Well, 65 is pretty close. So we'll keep it at 65. Okay, so it just kind of changes settings. Hopefully it still runs. Yeah, so as I said, like I had locked up the controller, so this can't really change anything on there. But this is just a display setting. So this says 100 and this says 100. So far it's good. So I still kind of haven't found out how to adjust the to reset the trip meter. So we can just kind of go over everything again on the Eggrider. So this is your voltage right here. There's a little okay, so I know it's really bright, but actually I can dim it. There we go. Okay, so this is your voltage right here, and then this means this little kind of parentheses with like a plus mark means we're connected to the phone right now. So that means these two are synced up. And this is your state of charge right here. One thing I wish it'd tell you is that's lacking from this is I wish it told you how hot your motor is and how hot your controller is. That would be something nice to know. So this is the mode you're in right here, the eco. So we're in eco mode, but when you press the M button, it puts you in the sport mode. This shows your speed in miles per hour. You can change all that stuff on here. This little icon here that looks like a light is your dimmer. You can actually so what you can actually do, oops, change this. What you can actually do is have the headlight. You can turn your headlight on and off with this. I don't know what wire it's connected to that does that. Kind of acts kind of like a relay or something. It turns your light on and off, which is nice. This would be something I would like to have. Basically, it dims your screen and it turns your light on, but my light is always on. I don't know where it's wired. I don't know what wire I have to like tap into the harness to get it to do that. Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe Alan knows. I'll have to ask him. That would be a nice feature to have because I actually did want to add a switch to my light bee. It would be as simple as just getting the headlight switch and then hooking it up to something like this. In fact, I might just use this to turn your headlight on and off, so you can save some power because you don't really need your lights in the daytime. Okay, so this number here is your assist number. These paddles here, you can go from 0 to 3 is what I set it at. R here means range. It says 10, so that's like 10 miles range. That's not good at all. Hopefully it kind of learns because the Sauron gets way more than 10 miles. I'll tell you that. And then this is how much power you're outputting. You can I think you can set it to whatever you want on the display settings. Oh yeah, right here, secondary unit. You can change it to whatever you want. You can change it to power, amps, the current or efficiency watt hours per distance. I'm not gonna mess with that though. I think power is fine. It would be nice if, oh, another thing I would want is RPM. I wish it had a RPM also, and I wish my stock Sauron gauge worked too. So I don't know how we're gonna work the odometer on this bike from now on. So we'll see. When your phone is synced up to the Eggrider, it takes the time off your phone, so that's pretty nice. But most of the time we're not. So, and then there's a trip meter. And then I know I kind of went over all this stuff in the last video, but if you hold the M button down, it goes to a trip statistics right here. It's very hard to read, by the way. It says miles 4.8, so that's how many we've been riding. How much time, accumulated time, and all that. I heard if you hold this down and you press it real quick, you might be able to change the trip. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, dude. Yeah, if anybody knows how to reset the trip meter on this, please let me know, because it's something I use, you know, for like data and stuff. So I guess we're just gonna have to use a GPS or something. Yeah. So and then that's pretty much it. These change your assist levels. In any mode, you can change the assist levels you want. Oops. So you quick press it, and you can go all the way up to the thing. And I can show you that the regen works. So I'm going to hold it. See? Look at how fast it works. Woo! Alright. And in eco mode, see how fast it slows up and it speeds down. Also, another nice thing would be, I don't know, I wrote it a little bit earlier and it doesn't do this, but my impulse actually does this. It will say when you're putting power to the motor, it'll tell you how many watts you're eating up, right? But when you're putting power back in the motor, like when you're braking, when you're regen braking, it'll actually say plus watts. And that mean, or like, yeah, plus watts. So that means that's how much power you're adding back to the battery. It would be nice if there was something like that. I hope it's actually charging the battery. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right? Yeah, so there you go. All right, so that's the kind of brief overview of how the HadesOmegaSPEC Sauron Light B works now with the ERT ASI BAC2000 controller. Hopefully I got it dialed in. The important thing is that when I kill the bike and I turn it back on, it still works. And so it'll actually tell you the firmware and stuff when you start it up too. So this is kind of what the startup looks like. See, it says it was hard to read, but it said beta something. And then it tells you your ride time here now when this isn't connected. You gotta basically close it. And open it again. It'll actually say what version you're running. So this is the Eggrider app version that we're running, and the beta version. There's the ASI settings, but you can't mess with this stuff anymore. Like I'm not supposed to mess with this stuff, and even if I did mess with it, it wouldn't write to the controller because we write protected it. So working with the controller is a lot like working on an ECU on a internal combustion engine car. The controller is like the brains of the whole system. Like it tells what the battery and the motor to do basically. Of according to like how much you twist the throttle and all that stuff. But think of it as like the speed controller on an RC car. It's like that, but it's very much more powerful. But it works a lot like an ECU in a car. There's like different bits and stuff. Like they call them bits. They're different like parameters and stuff. An ECU has this exact same thing. There's like a 0 and a 1. You know, for yes or no, is it enabled? You know, it's very much like working on an ECU. So, but except it's like you're working on an electric vehicle. So, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff in the ASI app, the backdoor app, that you probably shouldn't mess with if you don't know what you're doing. So that's what I'm gonna say. I had to ask Alan, like, you know, what should I put here or what should I put there, because I didn't know what to put it. So like I said, Alan did all the homework for you, so you don't have to mess with that stuff. So don't mess with that stuff unless you know what you're doing. Yeah, it's basically, I don't know what I'm doing. So but yeah, we were able to get it working and stuff. So the important thing is like knowing what settings there should be, and like what it does. It's not very, the BAC controller, or the ASI controller, is not a very user friendly device. So I was gonna say it's not super user friendly, but like it has stuff like you can test the motor and stuff. It can do a lot of neat stuff with it, but you have to know what you're doing, or else you could possibly break your bike. So, or you could make your bike very dangerous. So I'm a little worried when we're going out for our first test ride tomorrow. So we're gonna go on after this section of the video, we're gonna go transition to a really short ride around the block, and I'm gonna show you all the settings, all the stuff I showed you with the Eggrider and stuff, how the bike operates and everything. I'm gonna show you, like, while we're riding around. So that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna take a long ride. We're gonna take a long ride to Sierra Road. If the weather is nice tomorrow, we'll do it. Is what I'm gonna say. So I hope you guys enjoyed that update video. I'd say I got about 90% the way I want it. And once you get it dialed in, there's really no reason to mess with it anymore, unless you're gonna like upgrade stuff, like get a bigger battery and stuff. Then maybe you're gonna have to do stuff, or if you want to, tune the bike, but tune the power settings and stuff. But basically it's like a lot of power and then low power, basically the way it was before. But we got Regen all the time. We got a little more power. We got more Regen, so that's the important thing. So and then the good thing is we can the thing is, like, I can calibrate the speedometer, but it's going to be off once we put the dirt wheels on, because the sprocket is different on it. And there's no quick way to do that, because I have to enable the controller again so we can do that. And then it's going to mess the controller up. So it's going to be a real pain in the ass to calibrate the speedometer again. Because you have to get into the maybe I can probably find a way to do it straight through the ASI app, so I wouldn't have to use the Eggrider app. But no, but you have to use the Eggrider app though, because that's the one that tells you the speed. So yeah, like I'm kind of, that's why I say I'm 90% there, because that last 10% is like the convenience of being able to change stuff on the fly. You can't do that with this. Basically, you set it up the way you want it. You protect it so it doesn't get screwed up again, and then you just ride it. So hopefully everything's the way I want it. But like I said, I'm about 90% happy with the way everything is. I got it dialed in. So I got it dialed in to HadesOmegaSPEC. So I'm gonna say I might. Alan is coming out with this new display for the bike, and like it's something he totally made himself. He's been like showing it off a whole lot. I'm sure you guys have probably seen it. And you can change all these settings and do all this cool stuff on the fly. He said he designed it to make it really easy to tune the bike to the way you want it, without having to go in the controller and do all this crazy stuff that HadesOmega is having to do to get his bike to run. So all I can say is I can't recommend the Eggrider display. it is not user friendly. I was gonna say I cannot recommend it. But I still like it, but I feel like I'm probably gonna wind up getting Alan's new display so we can change stuff on the fly. There's a lot of neat stuff that you can do on there really quickly, like change the wheel sizes and stuff is what I really like. So um, yeah, but I like this. It's really simple. It's small, and if you want a bigger display, you just hook it up to your phone, and it does the same thing but bigger numbers, you know. And it also has like a data logging feature, so you can log your rides and stuff. So it's pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. Yep. All right. So look forward to our quick test ride around the block. HadesOmegaSPEC.